I'm from ICSE. There you get introduced to coding and all these technologies at quite an early stage. So, like I had been coding since my class 8, and like in my school, we used to have these tech fests. We had various contests based on coding, website building, debugging, and everything. So I love participating in all those things. So yeah, basically my interest developed from school itself.
So when did you decide that you will be a software engineer? I mean, what motivated you for that?
Like as a kid, you watch these movies where there are, cool hackers and wearing hoodies and everything. Those tech guys, and I was very fascinated by all those things. And yeah, so like I searched up a lot, did a little research, and found that there's a job that actually pays you for doing all this stuff. It's software engineer. So that's how I decided. Plus, as a kid, when you see that how Google has answers for everything. So basically, that's how I got into this field.
Oh, okay. So when was your first time that you started coding? After coming to college or previously?
For me, it was before the college. As I told you, in my school only, we had this programming course. So we had programming in Java. So I had been doing basic coding since class 9th or 10th, and then like proper coding I started in the first year.
Okay. I mean, were there any difficulties that you faced initially?
Yeah, like that was basically because of my shy nature, introvert nature. I was very afraid of asking doubts, very shy, very introvert. So, but yeah, the only thing to cope up with that was to step out of your comfort zone.
Okay. Any preferences like of YouTube channels that you would suggest for coding or programming?
Initially I used to watch Code with Harry, but then Striver, I stuck by it. So Striver, for me, Take You Forward is a good source of learning.
So Divi, when did you join codeIIEST and how did it help?
Like when I joined college, I was a member. Like there's nothing like a member of codeIIEST. If you're interested in coding, you are a part of codeIIEST group. codeIIEST played a very major role in building up my career. So the first 2 years of my college, it was all online. So we had these various sessions, chit-chat coffee sessions by our codeIIEST seniors. They used to talk about their achievements, experiences, their journey. So that motivated me a lot. Plus, they had sessions, educational sessions on competitive programming, on development and everything. So from there, my interest grew in all these fields. So yeah, codeIIEST played a major role in this.
Okay. And are there any topics that you're specifically interested in, like data structures or any other course that you've done?
See, like DSA though is a basic thing you have to do to get into companies like FANG. CP, I was really interested in that too. And MLAI fascinates me, did a little of that. And then, of course, as a beginner, you do dive into WebD. So yeah, React.js and everything.
So when did you start preparing for internship or placements?
Yeah, so in my first year, I got to know about Google Step internship. It's basically like for Indians, it's for girls, girls in second year. So I got introduced to that, and I started preparing by the end of the first year and the beginning of the second year. So
I mean, what was the process of becoming a step intern at Google?
The applications, they usually come around in your fourth semester. I had started preparing in the beginning of the third semester itself. So of course you apply through your resume. If it gets shortlisted, you'll get calls for interview. Interviews are basically DSA oriented. They'll just be asking you questions on simple DSA.
Because you're in second year.
Yeah, right.
Okay. And was there any specific project that you have done in Google? I mean, how was your overall experience?
Yeah, it was full of learning opportunities for me there. Like, I'd like to share some major key takeaways from that journey of mine. Which might help you all in your later part of your career as well. Like firstly, don't be shy of asking your doubts, asking clarifying questions. They'll help you a lot. Your manager, your teammates, they'll be more than happy to help you out there. Secondly, I would say keep them updated with your work. Like I did this mistake. I used to wait for my manager to ask me about my work progress, but that shouldn't be the case. Just show them your work progress. ping them whenever you feel like I've done this work and I'd like to show you that. Secondly, think that as your own product, as your own project. It's not a task that has been assigned to you. So just take interest, add your own creativity. So that will help a lot.
And how much did coding help there, Divi?
Like in Google, my project was basically based on documentation and research. So I didn't have much of coding to do there, but other interns, they of course had coding. So yeah.
Okay. So any specific aspects that you included in your resume that hyped it up?
Like in second year, they don't expect much. So it doesn't have to be a fancy resume. They'll see as a second year student, you of course won't have any prior working experience or anything. So they don't look for that. You just need, like, I had a simple JavaScript project and a portfolio website that I had made for myself. So that's it. Nothing fancy.
Any, I mean, your suggestions for the project types that we have to do, like these topics or something like that?
If I talk about myself only, like as I told you, I had a JavaScript project in whichever field you're interested. You might be interested in machine learning, you can have a project on that. You might be interested in WebD, you can have a project on that. So there's nothing specific they're looking for, but yeah, one good project would suffice.
Okay. Now coming to 2023, Divi, you were offered an internship at Atlassian. So how was your experience at Atlassian, or how was it different from Google?
Yeah, right. There was a huge difference for me. Like as I told you, in Google, my project was based on research. It was a documentation project. But in Atlassian, I got a project where I had to code. So I was very happy about it. And basically, I had to develop an API, and it was in Python. So I had not coded in Python before. So I got to learn about like many unique features about Python, and Fast API. I was working on that. So yeah, I enjoyed coding there.
And which is your preferred programming language?
Like, see, I had been coding in Java for quite a long time, so there's a soft corner for it. But it's not like you have Python. It's really easy to understand, and I would go for Python now.
Okay. So Divi, you were offered internship at Wells also. So why was the reason you chose Atlassian over Wells Fargo?
Money, of course. It offered more CTC, and plus the role, like if you sit for on-campus placements for Wells Fargo, I think that's for program associate. They don't directly give you SDE role. So at Atlassian, I was getting a SDE intern role, and of course the money.
Yeah. So here we have a lot of first and second years. I mean, what are the methods that they can get into internships?
Just start preparing from today itself, and DSA is a must if you want to get into companies like FAN. DSA is surely must, and CP if you're interested, if you want to dive into it, please dive into it. It will sharpen your problem solving skills, because problem solving skills is something that you will be tested upon on a regular basis. So just keep that strong. And like for companies, you have to sit for OAs first. What are OAs? They're similar to contests only, the Code Forces contest, similar to that only. So just develop a habit of solving those questions in a limited time frame.
Can you share a particular interview experience, Didi, like for example Google?
Yeah, so in Google I had 3 rounds of interview. They all were based on DSA only, I would say. DSA and problem solving. So 45 minutes of interviews, they basically ask 2 questions, where second one is usually like a more updated version of the first question they ask, and you'll have first you tell the basic approach, which is a nice approach. Then they ask you to optimize it, both space complexity and time complexity. So yeah, that was it.
Any challenges that you face, Didi, in a particular problem or in an interview or an OA?
I can't think of anything like, yeah, in Atlassian interview, I remember when they asked me this coding question, at first of course I told them the nice approach, but when I took quite time to come up with an optimized approach, but yeah, like it was okay, nothing in specific.
And how did you cope up with the ongoing studies, academics, along with the preparation? Yes.
See, if you're a computer science student, like in CST department, you won't face much difficulties. It's doable. like I usually start 2 to 3 weeks prior to my exams, and I'm able to maintain.
Okay. Any proudest achievement, like a very difficult problem that you faced and you overcame that? Any specific thing?
I think it would be my internship journey at Atlassian only, because two key moments for me there. First, I literally stepped out of my comfort zone. Like as I told you, I'm very shy. I'm very shy of speaking in front of anyone. But at Atlassian, I was very vocal about my ideas. I used to initiate the meetings, and like I was very active in their social meetings, social gatherings. I used to share my thought. I remember the project that we were working on, many things that were like not told by my manager, but I had done on my own just to make it more like functionally better. And the second happy moment for me was that my internship project went into production. Like the team I was a part of had only 2-3 projects that actually went into production. And when our project as well went into that, so that was quite a big
And
thing.
what was the process of PPO, Didi? I mean, the presentation, anything?
Yeah, so PPO is based on your the final demo that you give, as well as your manager's feedback. So it's very important that you show your manager that you're very curious and you're very we are actively participating in all the things. Like just don't think of the tasks that assign you as something you have to just complete by the end of the day. Just add your creativity, add some functionality that could make it better. So take that as your own stuff and work on that. And of course, on the final demo day, your managers and mentors will be there to help you out. But during the entire 2 months journey, you need to keep your mentor, he should believe, yeah, he is curious, he is someone who loves solving problems. That should be the main goal.
Okay. And could you share something on your brand change journey, Didi?
Yeah, so when I joined this institute, I was in electronics branch. I had no interest in that stuff, and I knew I had to do coding. So I worked hard in my first year to get my branch changed. We had this online thing. So, but yeah, it was quite easy. If you work hard, of course, you'll get a branch. You'll manage it.
And how important is mentorship in the entire process?
A lot. Like it plays a huge role. Like codeIIEST had amazing seniors. Like I remember, I have mentor Vibali Joshidi. If you guys know her, she is a phenomenal mentor. Like from starting till the end, she was there with me. Google Step. I think she played a major role over there. It was because of her that I was actually able to crack it. Also, if you guys know Arnab Sen Bhaiya, he is also a gem. Like he took my mock interviews when I was preparing for my Google, and he helped me a lot. And then I have my peer Roshan over also here. He pushed me into giving CP contest, literally. So yeah, mentors for sure.
Yeah. And any advice that you want to give to the students and other engineers?
Right. So see, advice would be, of course, you must be working on certain tech stacks and everything, but don't keep your problem-solving skills aside, because that's something which will stick with you at the end. See, today you're working on React.js, tomorrow something else will replace it, something better will come. But problem-solving cannot be replaced. It's gonna stick with you till the end. So keep that in mind. Focus on that. Secondly, I would say don't compare yourself with your friends or your batchmates that अरे यार ये तो बहुत far रहा है, I'm not able to do anything. I used to do that, and that just brought demotivation for me and nothing else. So don't compare. Everyone has a learning pace. So just focus on yourself and not on these. Explore things, and yeah, don't get demotivated. Don't give up. That's all.
And how did you maintain your CGPA, Didi? I mean, to what extent does CGPA help in placement?
I would say, if you think as a recruiter, if I have 2 resumes, both have done WebD, how will I pick the better one? I'll go for the CGPA then. So it does add some weight. So I would say 8.5 के above maintain कर लो. बाकी it's important कि मतलब थोड़ा बहुत तो on campus में it will affect. थोड़ा सा yeah.
So how did you manage time?
Planning, I would say proper planning. Prioritize your task. I used to maintain a list. इस वीक में इतने क्वेश्चंस करने इस चीज के, like just prioritize your tasks, set deadlines for yourself, make weekly goals, monthly goals. They'll help you a lot.
Which ones did you always solve on, Didi, like lead code or code share?
Yeah, so when I knew that, okay, I have this interview to after 3 weeks I have this interview, after a month I have this interview, I used to focus on lead code because interview questions are lead code centric. But for daily practice and everything, for problem solving, I used to rely on code forces a lot.
Okay, so you did you attend any contests, Didi, in between?
Yeah, code, in my entire second year, I used to give a lot of contests on code forces. Nowadays, I don't give, but yeah, code forces contests, they are very important.
Okay. So anyone wants to ask Didi any questions?
I will come to that later. Before that, can you suggest to like the juniors, like for the first year or second year, if they want to reach into Atlassian? So
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. If they want to reach into Atlassian, what is the best learning method?
What steps?
Preparation do they have to do?
Preparation steps. See, again, I would say DSA is a must for that. Like, I got it, if I tell you about my interview experience, I had 2 interviews. One was the normal coding round, where they ask, they'll give you a simple coding problem, you'll have to code it out, a DSA problem, a lead code medium hard level, and then particularly in Atlassian, they focus a lot on your managerial round. Like compared to other companies, Atlassian has some strict rules for that. I've seen many of my friends, they cleared the coding round, but they weren't able, they didn't got selected after their managerial round. So Atlassian is very particular about that. Also, OA are like contests, so you just need to practice contests for clearing the OAs.
Anyone else wants to ask any question?
When should they ideally start their preparation, and as well how should they apply?
When should they start preparing and applying for all the internships?
If you're focusing for third year internships, I think most of them come around, they keep coming all the year round. You just have to keep yourself prepared. By the, you'll have this summer break after your second year. So by that time, you should be well prepared because companies will start coming by the end of the July or by the beginning of August. So at least you need to have one offer in your hand, one on-campus offer in your hand. So start as early as possible. It's never late, but yeah, just to start as soon as you can. By the end of your summer break, you should be, able to solve lead code, medium problems at least. So that's a must.
So the last question that I have, the package that Atlassian offers in domestic, as a domestic package, that is, those of you who don't know, it's 82 LPA, right? So for a student, when we hear that such a big amount, we divide it by 12, and most of the time we assume that that is our salary, that is your salary, that 82 LPA by 12, that is your monthly salary. We know that that does not happen, right? So can you tell us about the breakup, if you are comfortable?
I'll tell you that some other day. Like, of course, it's you won't get 82 in your hand. There's some base salary and then stocks, joining bonus and everything. In Atlassian, stocks make up for a huge percentage of the CTC they give you. In my case, base is somewhere between 20 to 30 lakhs and the remaining are these stocks. So stocks are also divided yearly. They are divided yearly. Like after you complete first year, they'll hand you these many stocks. After second year, they'll hand you these many stocks. So yeah.
Yeah, please.
What are your thoughts on off-campus placements, and how do you see them, and what are your comparisons with on-campus?
Can you translate?
He's asking the comparison between off-campus and on-campus placements.
See, I would say on-campus placements, for some it's easy and for some it's tough. Like luck-based, I would say, in short. In on-campus, they prefer CGPA. Like they look for it. They look for branch. Some companies won't come for, let's say, like they'll only go for CST, IT or ETC branch. Others they might not select. So that thing, luck criteria, OA, you might solve four out of 4 questions. Still, you might not get a call for interview. Slightly luck based, but I would say if you're there for interview, after that thing, it becomes relatively easy. If you have basic knowledge, like I'm assuming you're in 3rd year or 2nd. So you'll be looking for internship right now. So if you have DBMS knowledge and everything, it will be fairly easy for you. But if you go for off-campus thing, first, getting your resume shortlisted is quite tough. Your resume needs to be perfect, I would say. And secondly, getting a call is quite tough. But if you get, then the process is a little bit tougher, on a tougher side, if you compare it with on-campus thing.
Yeah, please.
As of someone who has PPO, how to means internship, how to get PPO? Like in our college, we only allow for 2 months. So first one will be like भाई ये क्या हो रहा है यहाँ तो पता ही नहीं चल रहा है, means maybe go there. So मतलब क्या करना चाहिए so that we get PPO?
He asked कि क्या करना चाहिए so that we'll definitely get the PPO by the end of our internship.
Sure, like what you should do in your internship कि PPO confirm हो जाए. Like I told you कि मैनेजर को पटा के रखना है. पटा के रखना मतलब बिल्कुल उसको ये पता होना चाहिए कि you're damn hard working, you're taking your your project as your own, and like I'll tell you my experience. There was a point we were working in Python, and me as well as my teammate, we were 2 interns in a team. We didn't have much knowledge in Python, like इतना काम नहीं किया था. Normal syntax जो होता है वो पता था. So at one point, our mentor told us that you have to use pedantic class in your project. None of us had any ideas. We just looked it up, and what he did, he just came up with the syntax and everything कि हाँ कैसे use करते. I did थोड़ा सा और काम कि I just searched everything about pedantic, what's the beauty, how it works behind the scenes, क्या चलता है, क्यों use कर रहे हैं हम लोग यहाँ पे, and I made a full document on that. And I just said कि I did some research in pedantic and I just wanted to share these my learning points with you. He was impressed a lot. So एक वो सब कर सकते हो. Project, obviously you need to complete your project. Doubt आ रहे, ask your manager, ask your mentors. There will be other teammates as well, so you can consult them as well. So yeah, just keep your manager, just show him that you are a hardworking fellow, you are curious, and of course completing your project is a basic thing, that's the basic thing. And yeah, demo day में थोड़ा सा अच्छे से presentation, that's it.
Anyone else? No one? किसी को कोई डाउट नहीं है? अपना एक्सपीरियंस भी शेयर कर सकते हो. Anyone?
सेकंड ईयर में इंटर्नशिप कितना जरूरी है और उसके लिए प्रिपरेशन कब से करने स्टार्ट करते हैं?
Like second year internships. Second year internship karna is not a must, I would say, but if you're getting an offer, you're getting a opportunity, then just grab it, and it's good. You'll have some working experience on your resume, because resume mein what do recruiters look for? They look for how you have worked, what diverse experiences do you have, and the projects kya hai. So of course, if you're getting an opportunity, just go for it and prepare. कैसे मतलब if कोई ऑफ कैंपस तुम्हें प्लेस ऑफर मिल रहा है, सो दे माइट बी फोकसिंग ऑन सर्टेन टेक स्टैक, और इंटरव्यू भी उस पे ही हो सकता है. लाइक दे माइट आस्क यू फॉर React.js का इंटरव्यू और एनीथिंग. बट जो नॉर्मली इफ यू आस्क फॉर ऑन कैंपस प्लेसमेंट, तो वहाँ पे तो DSA ही नॉर्मली एंड DBMS ऊप्स ये सब पूछा जाता है. Second year companies won't come on campus, so you'll have to apply off campus only. So while LinkedIn pe you can get, I think you might be aware of Arsh Goel's Telegram channel. He keeps you updated with the various opportunities that are available for the college students, basically tech students. So you can join that, and you'll get to know about many such opportunities. And it depends upon the company. They can ask you some technology-based questions in the interview. They might ask a simple DSA also. So whatever your focus, DSA is a must. वो करते रहो, and any technology you can just pick and start working on that.
किसी और को पूछना है? Anyone? किसी को कोई डाउट नहीं है? Okay, we'll end our tech interview here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks.